Most people do experience some weight gain over time in their lives. And most of the time, this is because the metabolism of the body has changed. That metabolism changes because there's 5 areas that control the metabolism of the body. One of them is the hormones that control it. And these hormones include specifically the thyroid hormone, cortisol, the stress hormone, and insulin, which is the hormone that controls how much fat is stored in your fat cells. Over time, starting from the age of 20 onwards, all 3 of these hormones change. This is where people may see increased weight gain, specifically in areas that are controlled by these hormones, which are lower abdomen, inner thighs, under the chin, under the arms, in the back of the body. And this is what we call that stubborn form of weight gain, where you can exercise till you're blue in the face and have nothing but celery soup to eat and find yourself unable to move these areas. Most of the time, this is because of the underlying metabolic imbalances that are there from these specific hormones. In addition, in women, we have to pay attention to progesterone, which controls weight, and in men, testosterone, which controls body fat to muscle ratios. The second area to pay attention to is the nutrients. Thyroid requires iodine in order to be in an active state. The insulin requires chromium and vanadium. That's why many of these formulas that you find on the shelves have chromium and vanadium in it. But as you can see from what I'm saying, just taking the chromium and just taking the vanadium and just taking the iodine will not correct the underlying hormonal deficiency. So it's all needed in order to function appropriately. The third area is going to be, how does your bowel process fats and carbohydrates? How is the liver and the gallbladder dealing with your fats? You'll always find that there's some kind of suboptimal function of these organs. So anytime we're addressing weight, we always have to correct the underlying bowel, liver, and gallbladder issues. We also have to correct the pH of the body. As you may see from this example, when the pH of the body is low and acidic, you can't mobilize fat. It's like taking vinegar and oil and shaking the bottle and trying to see if that fat is mobilized into vinegar, which is acidic. Until the pH goes up and becomes more alkaline, you cannot mobilize it. This is why one can see people who are exercising rigorously and still cannot achieve any weight loss because the pH is too low. The state of the mind. Under stress, one cannot lose weight because the body thinks it's in a state of an emergency, and in that state of emergency, everything we eat is stored in the middle for the potential starvation that's to come. That's how we're programmed. If you look at the body, here, the level of exercise is critical because we know, for example, that when we exercise in an aerobic range and keep the pH high in an aerobic range, we're able to mobilize fat. If we exercise at a high heart rate, say 150 and above, the pH of the body falls and we're not able to mobilize anything. So when we're trying to approach the issue of weight, the first thing to do is to optimize one by one the 5 areas that are responsible for weight gain, and then any program you do will be successful.